Welcome back into the Daily Dose. I'm Jeff Hansen. The show is brought to you by Give'emHellBrigham.com and by CougarSportsInsider.com, part of the 24/7 Sports Network. Thank you all for your support of the show. You guys are great. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you guys coming back and spending some time with me each and every day. Y'all are the best at fueling the algorithm, and please continue to do so. Like, comment, share, all that stuff. Your support means the world to me, so thank you for your support so far and your support in the future. Now, believe it or not, I usually have some sort of an idea when I go into a new week of the things that I want to talk about. There's some variability with specifics, but I generally know kind of what I want to talk about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I have that idea in my brain every single week. Today, all of my plans go completely to the side. We're throwing it all out the window today because there is a take that is floating around on the internet today that is so egregiously wrong, we have to address it. And that's what we're going to talk about today. This isn't a take from a message board post, some paywall website where it's some crazed fan. This isn't a tweet from some obscure user that has a whole bunch of digits in his username that nobody takes seriously. No, this is a prediction from Stuart Mandel of The Athletic. This is a nationally respected college football writer who's making a prediction that is so wildly crazy that we're going to talk about it today. Not crazy. I don't even want to say crazy. I don't want to give it the satisfaction of just being crazy. It's so wildly and crazily inaccurate and wrong that we're going to talk about it here. Let's just read it. Kalani Sitake, in a section of this article where he's going through, where Stuart Mandel is going through making Big 12 predictions, he includes Kalani Sitake in the section of the article predicting coaches in the Big 12 conference who will be fired in the 2023 season. Here's what he has to say. After the season, this one would be more controversial given that he fielded back-to-back ranked teams in 2020 and 2021. But BYU backslid to 8-5 last year and is now going to play a much tougher schedule. Combine that with the pressure of hated rival Utah entering next year, and one losing season could cause folks to panic. Ladies and gentlemen, there is not a world in any dimension of the Spider-Verse where BYU fires Kalani Sitake this year. That is as insane and egregiously wrong as it is laughable. There is no world. BYU could go 0-12. They could lose to Southern Utah, and fans might scream and say whatever they want, but there is no chance that the BYU administration and Brigham Young University would fire Kalani Sitake at that point. Nor should they. Even if BYU dramatically underperforms this year, if they are terrible on the field this year, talk about taking a problem and making it worse. Fire your head coach who's been there nearly a decade, 1 year into the transition up to the Power 5 level. That will take your problems and that will compound them by 1,000 and make things infinitely worse. This is just not how BYU operates, ladies and gentlemen. They do not fire coaches. Let's go back to Gary Croton. Gary Croton was at BYU for 4 years, right? 2001 was great. 12-2. Everything went well for the Cougars. And then 5-7, 4-8, 5-6, 3 consecutive losing seasons. And it wasn't even his performance on the field that led to his dismissal. Maybe it would have happened anyways, but it was off the field stuff. It was things with players and honor code and all that stuff that ultimately led to his dismissal. There is no world where Kalani Sitake gets fired. I mean, he would have to commit crimes. There is no football world where Kalani Sitake gets fired from BYU this year. That is insane to think that that would even be remotely possible. So yeah, I don't want to give this article more traction than it deserves, but when it's a nationally respected author who's saying something like this that is just so egregiously wrong, I don't know how to not say something. So this is that something. Kalani Sitake is the head coach of BYU and will be for the foreseeable future. BYU's admission into the Big 12 Conference realistically gives Kalani probably at least a 3-year leash. In addition, Kalani's been pretty darn good over the last few years. He's had his stumbles along the way. Maybe he held on to Tuiaki too long. Maybe he should have been more aggressive. Maybe he should have had, more pressure on the recruiting. Sure, all of those things are true. All of those things can be accurate, right? But Kalani Sitake has done really, really good things for BYU. His record overall is 56-34. Over the last 3 years, he's 11-1, 10-3, and 8-5, and now he's going to the Big 12 Conference. There's no world. There's just no world that he's being fired. Coordinators could be fired. Position coaches could be fired. Sure, let's make that position. But there is not a world where BYU fires the head coach after 2023, barring crimes being committed by Kalani Sitake or a mass amount of his players committing some sort of awful, heinous something off the field that leads to his dismissal for some level of lack of institutional control. That's the only way it's going to happen. Kalani Sitake could go 0-12. He could lose to Sam Houston. He could lose to SUU, and he has the leash that he'll be back in 2024. I don't even think he would get fired in 2024. I mean, unless he's going 0-2020 or 0-24, I don't think 2024 is the year that he gets dismissed. This transition is tough, and Kalani Sitake will be here for the duration of the transition as BYU moves from an independent team to a Big 12 team. They will not talk about it, possibly dismissing Kalani Sitake until BYU is firmly entrenched, full payout, full members, used to the Big 12 grind and lifestyle. It won't even be a topic of discussion. And Stuart Mandel's prediction is just inanely wrong. I mean, everything is wrong about it. And that's our topic. That's our show for today. Just wanted to make sure that we clear the air. And now that we've safely established that that's insane, we could go forward and never talk about it again. Thank you guys for your support of the show. Until next time, give them hell.